Zuri had a system. For 2 years, it worked perfectly, until the night it didn't. She was 23. She worked the front desk at a dental office in Charlotte, $9 over minimum wage, and online she looked like she was already ahead of everyone she grew up with. That was the part that mattered to her, not the number in her account, the look of the number in her account. Her phone went everywhere with her, cracked in one corner, bottom left, from a fall she never told anyone about. She held it at an angle, always, so the crack stayed out of frame, the same way she kept the real math out of frame. She wasn't buying clothes anymore. She was buying proof. She told herself it was fine. Everyone did this. She'd been telling herself that for 2 years. It started small the way these things do. A dress for a birthday, 4 easy payments, $26 each. She didn't think of it as debt. She thought of it as math she'd handle later. Later came faster than she expected. By month 6, she had 3 different apps tracking 4 different payment plans, and she'd stopped opening the notifications. She just swiped them away. Each swipe felt like nothing. Each swipe was a decision she made without deciding. Every payment bought another week of pretending. Her actual bank balance and her actual life had quietly become 2 different documents. Nobody, not her followers, not her friends, not even she herself, most days, was reading the second one. She did not know it yet, but the gap between those 2 documents was about to get measured, in public, in front of people she loved. Her roommate Imani worked retail and saved $40 a week without ever announcing it. Imani noticed things, the new sneakers, 3 different package logos in 1 week, the way Zuri winced just slightly every time her phone buzzed. Imani didn't say anything, not yet. She just watched, the way someone watches a friend circling a problem they're not ready to name. The group chat planned a weekend trip, Asheville, cabin split 4 ways, $110 each, due Friday. Zuri said yes immediately. Of course she said yes. Saying yes was the job. She opened her BNPL app to split it into 4. She wasn't worried. She'd done this dozens of times. Her thumb hovered over confirm without even thinking, the way you don't think about a step you've taken 100 times before. The app did something it had never done before. It said no, right there, in the group chat, with 3 friends watching her screen reflect off her face. The payment failed. Insufficient available credit. A red banner, a small, ordinary, devastating red banner. For 1 full second, nobody said anything. You good? Someone asked. She said she was good. She said her bank app was glitching. She said a lot of things in the next 10 seconds that were not true. But here's what nobody in the group chat knew yet. Zuri had 4 open payment plans, $1,100 in revolving BNPL debt, and $43 in her checking account. The trip wasn't the problem. The trip was just the first thing small enough to expose the whole picture. The filter had finally met the balance, and the balance won. She went home that night and sat on the floor of her room. Not the bed, the floor back against it. Phone face down beside her, the cracked corner pressed into the carpet. She thought about her mom, who used to count change at the kitchen table out loud so Zuri would learn what things cost. She thought about the version of herself she'd been building online, confident, ahead, untouchable, and how thin that version had actually been the whole time. She sat there a long time. Nothing dramatic happened. No epiphany, just a slow, quiet settling, the kind that doesn't announce itself. Then she picked up the phone, not to post, to open the apps she'd been swiping away for 6 months. The old voice came back fast, loud, familiar. It said, "If you stop spending like this, people will notice. They'll see what you actually have. They'll see what you actually are." She sat with that for a minute. It still hurt exactly the same way it always had. Then she opened the first app anyway. It was not easy after that. Day 2, she almost bought concert tickets she didn't need just to feel like herself again. Day 5, a friend joked about her broke era, and it landed harder than a joke should. Day 9, she sat with Imani at the kitchen table and said the number out loud for the first time. $1,100. Imani didn't flinch. She got a notebook and she wrote the 4 payment plans down, one under the other, with what was owed and what was due when. She slid it across the table. "This is the whole thing," Imani said. "Not the feeling of it. The actual thing." Zuri copied the list into her own notes app that night, plan by plan, due date by due date. Writing it down made it smaller somehow. Not because the number changed, but because it stopped being a fog and started being 4 manageable lines. Debt grows quietly because shame grows quietly. Naming it out loud was the first thing that ever made it shrink. By day 21, one plan was paid off, just one. It wasn't much, but it was the first real number that had ever matched what she posted. She did not post about it. Zuri was not careless. She was not bad with money, not lazy, not different from anyone watching this. She had simply never separated the feeling of having it together from the actual evidence of having it together. And almost nobody her age has been taught the difference. The crack never disappeared. She just stopped hiding it. Here's the truth she'd tell you now, plainly, no filter. The most expensive thing she ever bought wasn't a single item. It was a version of herself, rented one payment plan at a time, and the bill for that always comes due in front of someone. Nobody told Zuri the difference between looking ahead and being ahead. Maybe nobody told you either. If you've ever opened an app and quietly hoped it wouldn't say no, there are more stories like this one here. Subscribe.